Now, John Henry was a mighty man, yes, sir. He was born a slave in the 1840s but was freed after the war. He went to work as a steel driver for the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad, don't you know? And John Henry was the strongest, most powerful man working the rails. John Henry, he would spend his days drilling holes by hitting thick steel pikes into rocks, and his faithful shaker crouching close to the hole, turning the drill after each mighty blow. There was no one who could match him, though many tried. Well, the new railroad was moving along right quick, thanks in no little part to the mighty John Henry. But looming right smack in its path was a mighty enemy, the Big Bend Mountain. Now, the big bosses at the C&O Railroad decided that they couldn't go around the mile-and-a-quarter thick mountain. No, sir. The men of the C&O were going to go through it, drilling right into the heart of the mountain. 1,000 men will lose their lives before the great enemy was conquered. It took 3 long years, and before it was done, the ground outside the mountain was filled with makeshift sandy graves. The new tunnels were filled with smoke and dust. You couldn't see nohow and could hardly breathe. But John Henry, he worked tirelessly, drilling with a 14-pound hammer, going 10 to 12 feet in one workday. No one else could match him. Then one day a salesman came along to the camp. He had a steam-powered drill and claimed it could out-drill any man. Well, they set up a contest then and there between John Henry and that there drill. The foreman ran that newfangled steam drill. John Henry, he just pulled out 2 20-pound hammers, one in each hand. They drilled and drilled, dust rising everywhere. The men were howling and cheering, and at the end of 35 minutes, John Henry had drilled 2 7-foot holes, total of 14 feet, while the steam drill had only drilled 1 9-foot hole. John Henry held up his hammers in triumph. The men shouted and cheered. The noise was so loud it took a moment for the men to realize that John Henry was tottering. Exhausted, the mighty man crashed to the ground, the hammers rolling from his grasp. The crowd went silent as the foreman rushed to the side. But it was too late. A blood vessel has burst in his brain. The greatest driller in the C&O Railroad was dead. Some folks say that John Henry's likeness is carved into the rock inside the Big Bend Tunnel. And if you walk to the edge of the blackness of the tunnel, sometimes you can hear the sound of 2 20-pound hammers drilling their way to victory over the machine.
Thank you, my friends, for joining me for our story today. Your time is very precious to me. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. And share our little get-togethers with your friends. All of these things are incredibly helpful to get our stories out to more friends. I had such a wonderful time with you all today, and I hope you'll join me again tomorrow, where I will read a new tale and invite you once again to stay a while and listen.